Go live.
Yeah, we've gone live now.
Oh, so embarrassing. This is gonna make it so hard.
So why don't you talk about what you thought you had?
So, in some part of my leveling up with Aust, I had the choice to speak with animals, and I agonized over it for. I think I had thought about it for at least a solid day, which is more thought than I put into most things. Um, as most people who've watched Aust will come to realize. And I must have chosen something different. In fact, I'm trying to think what I chose that would have been different. It might have been Pass Without Trace actually, or Spike Growth that got picked instead of Speak with Animals, because I think it's a level 2 spell. But yeah, for the life of me, I thought I had it. For all weeks, I've been obviously bagging on about how I'm going to do this, and this is going to be a whole lot easier. I'm just going to walk in there and go, "Hey, Albert, how's it going?"
Okay. So before we get into that, for anyone who is watching that didn't stick around at the end of the last session, we had an amazing moment where Dave just learned about some amazing creatures at the zoo. We're in Luskan, aren't we?
Yes.
And he heard of the owlbear and just had to liberate it. And so that's basically we've been waiting a week to see this, and he was under the impression it was going to be so easy because he can talk, because he can just talk to animals. You'd think that if you had it, you'd have had some conversations with Wolf.
Well, no, because I don't think I've actually had a chance to use it yet. Like if I'd had it, well,
you
obviously
mean
if I had
from the last year of playing.
Yeah, having an animal near you at all times.
Well, I have a wolf who kind of instinctively knows what I want. Like, I've never actually had to verbally speak to an animal. I don't think we've encountered that many animals, bar that rhinoceros way back in that manner.
And and the griffins that we've come across.
You were interested in the griffins.
The pseudo dragon.
And I think they were before I was leveled up enough. But anyway, I jumped on this afternoon, looked at my spell list, and this just one word ran through my brain. Like, oh, fuck. So the zoo is going to be interesting.
It's going to be amazing.
Alf
You can't back.
Alf is going to come back missing an arm, I suspect, but it's all right. I got this.
Does anyone else have the stream audio on in the background? Is it me? It's not me.
I don't.
I can't hear anything.
No.
It was me.
Oh.
Yeah, dick. Good job.
Oh, dude.
Oh, Sour Patch Kids for life.
Follow. See, my story's rock.
Yeah. Thank you for giving us a follow. This should be a really good session.
Honestly, it's going to be fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's have a look. Is Bernard coming, or do we know?
He's just about to join us, but he said just go ahead without him.
All right.
I think the first part of this session is going to be all Aust anyway.
It is.
I'm sorry.
So...
It's going to be Aust failing miserably.
No, there's going to be no failing.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm supremely confident.
I'm pretty certain things will be getting pretty dicey for you. Here we go.
Oh dear.
Okay, so let's do our ceremonial recap from last time. So at the beginning of last session, you all entered combat with these hulking skeleton beasts, which you all managed to dispatch fairly handily.
Yeah, they were nothing.
There seemed to be, it was, you guys rolled really well and they really didn't. But obviously I need to tune up the encounters a little bit harder.
That's what I like to hear.
No.
So, yeah, you managed to dispatch them. Igneous was probably the only one who was in major danger at a few points where the bones were collapsing all around him and he was nearly kind of pierced by falling rib cages and all sorts of things. But everybody else seemed to stay like that. After that.
Sorry, Reese, your mic is like insanely sensitive now. It's picking up like so much more of your movements.
Stop moving, man.
Sorry, Gary. Yeah, sorry, John.
That's all right. And then for the after that, the team managed to rest up, and they headed across. Managed to cross the what's the river called? Blackfoot's Crossing, which was like a very lightly guarded sort of bridge that, you know, entry and passage is kind of freely allowed around here for most people. A marauding group of barbarians might have found something slightly different. And with some relative ease, the team arrived in Luskan, where they were greeted by a pair of guards, the first of whom identified himself as Paddy.
Yeah, Paddy.
Who was who the team had met before. Although the last time they met him, he was not a guard. He was a mere street urchin, and he's managed to pull himself up by his bootstraps and kind of got a job in the town guard, and he's doing his darndest to try to protect Luskan these days. He was giving the team a bit of a tour around town, kind of telling them what about the sights and things, when the mention of a zoo piqued Aust's interest. The rest of the team had arrived at like a fairly nice tavern, despite its name, which was
something really atrocious.
I think it's the Blood and Bone.
Sounds familiar.
But it's surprisingly nice on the inside. The only kind of hint of Blood and Bone is kind of the crimson velvet curtains and the ivory coloured kind of crockery and things like that. It's actually a very classy establishment, which is exactly what you asked for.
Nice.
So the party have split, as is always recommended for you to do. Hey, Bernard.
There he is.
Hey, Bernard.
Sorry.
That's all good.
Just finishing up the recap.
Yeah, don't worry. You haven't missed Aust getting annihilated by an owlbear yet, so it's all right. It's all good.
I'm sure it'll go fine. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
So much right now.
So we'll pick back up there. I'm assuming the rest of the party, apart from Aust, are kind of settling in for the night, maybe having a drink at the bar.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, I want Finn to just kind of be like drinking at the bar for a couple, like 2 hours. I'm going to make it like 2 hours, because he's hoping that Aust is going to be coming back.
Okay,
How
so
come
he's not waiting up like super late.
No.
But he's like, oh god, I hope he comes back before I go to bed.
He's basically thinking, look, if 2 hours passes and Aust isn't back, he's probably locked up, and we're going to have to go find him in the morning.
You're not coming to get me after 2 hours. You're just going to leave me.
No, I'm just going to leave you. Yeah. Just go to bed.
Good on you. Knew I can count on you.
And given you all, you kind of have the reputation of heroes of Luskan, your room and food and drink for the night is gratis.
Oh, fantastic.
So enjoy that. Igneous and Bernard, what would you like your characters to be doing during this time?
I'll hang out and have a drink. If we can do that, maybe you can catch me up on what you did when you were here last time, that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That sounds cool.
Igneous is happy to do the same as what Ben mentioned. He's not familiar with what a zoo is, so he's hoping this thing will just blow over and someone will explain it to him.
Yeah, so maybe Finn's kind of like talking to Igneous and Bernard about like what happened last time we were here, telling them the stories of the frost giants that kind of came into shore and the big battle and the loss of our friend Bardurk. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think as you're kind of telling that tale, a lot of people kind of gather around, and they all really want to hear it. You know, like well-to-do travelers and things like that, and they're just you're just regaling them with the story of how you once defeated, and like over the course of the 2 hours, you kind of tell it and retell it and retell it, and each time the number of frost giants increases by 10.
Jesus.
And your specific role becomes more and more important across the course of the night. And,
Well,
and more as well.
I did set
More
fire
and
to their
more
boat,
difficult.
which sunk
Yeah.
the boat, and then
That was only 10.
and drowned a
That
bunch
was-
of them. So
Yeah,
it
I
already
think-
sounds fanciful, but it's true. But it is true.
I think by the end of the 2 hours, there were 3 boats, and you single-handedly took down one of them, and then the other 2 you played a major role in. That sort of
That's fair.
small exaggeration. Everybody's laughing it up.
Yeah.
They're loving it.
Okay, cool.
Just keep them distracted, Finn. That's all I need.
No one's tuning in tonight to hear about Finn telling the story. Let's get to the zoo.
Okay, so let's head over to the zoo where Aust is. So, you're in town. It's starting to get dark now. It's around 9 o'clock at night.
Good.
I'm just gonna check something. Yeah. What's Wolf doing?
Wolf's with me.
Wolf is with you. Okay.
That's right. I need Wolf with me.
Just let me make one small adjustment. Cool.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I can't believe there's a map. This is fantastic.
Oh, you've got a map of a zoo? Oh, wow. John, you've gone way too far.
I mean, it's not a smoke machine with like dwarven forged tiles and things, but
No, but it's a zoo with a week's notice. Well, not even a week's notice, to be fair.
okay. So you're at the entrance, and I think the relatively simple kind of iron bars you can get over those
Okay.
relatively easily.
Sweet.
But you're in the front of the zoo, and you see kind of in front of you what appears to be like a little information center.
Oh, cool. Can find out where my
Yeah.
friends are.
Well, you could if it was open and there were people to ask.
Surely there's got to be a map saying you're here and that kind of thing.
Yeah. So what would you like to do?
So obviously I'm dead keen on finding out where first off the kobold and the owlbear are.
Okay.
So I particularly want to find the kobold first, because basically kobold, thunder lizard, and the owlbear are the 3 creatures that I intend on liberating. And I say liberating because that's my intent. Anyone who says differently is lying. Just want that clear.
Okay. So I think. So what are you doing? So you're rocking.
So
up
is there a map or something? I assume this is like you said. Is there like a map to say, hey, the kobold is in section A, B, C, D, etc., or where I can go? Because I really don't want to walk around the whole zoo.
Oh yeah. So like, you rock up to the information center, and plastic kind of on the side of it is kind of just arrows. There's
Cool.
no like detailed map or anything, but there's just arrows, and it says right hand side aviary, thunder lizard, owlbear.
Cool.
Left hand side brown bear, crag cat, owlbear, and kobold.
Okay. So that would suggest the owlbear is somewhere in the center, back here. I'm guessing. Given I can go both ways to get to the owlbear. So I want to go right towards the kobold first.
Okay.
But first, before I... No, I won't. We're in the dark. We're darkness, right? So I don't need to... I'm not going to cast any spells right now. So it's 9 o'clock. It's dark. No one's around. I'm obviously not trouncing around like I'm, announcing to the world that I'm here. So I'm going kind of quietly and stealthily. Obviously keeping an eye out for any errant guard that could be possibly walking around, or some idiot that is also thinking of liberating animals. So basically I just want to head towards the kobold quietly and see if I can't free him, basically, is my plan.
Okay. Sure. So heading right in.
Mm-hmm.
Is that?
So towards 3, I assume. Yeah.
Okay.
Is this thing here? Is this like one of those things you put your head through, like it's
Get a photo.
I was here. Look like a kobold or something.
That's exactly. So in here you can see, like looking in the windows, basically it looks like some places to eat, a kitchen, like a bit of a rest area, few little gift shoppy things, but not a whole massive shop, just enough to kind of have somewhere to spend your last few coins as you leave the zoo.
Cool. Is there anywhere that looks obviously like a keeper's area, like somewhere where the keepers would keep food and bits and pieces first? Just what I'm thinking about.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Investigation. Da, da, da. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Oh, it's gonna be that kind of night.
It's not bad.
I'd rather have the 21, but 15's alright.
True.
Okay, so this bottom building, Mark 4, is obviously like quite a commercial building, like set up for people, for patrons.
Mm-hmm.
This one up here is like the zoo office.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as like storage for food,
yeah,
with the information you have, you can't see any food storage at the moment.
All right, cool. So while I'm wandering around, I want to just, as I'm walking, I want to kind of keep an eye out for what looks like a keepers only sign, or something that sort of says, stay out. Just obviously that patrons aren't meant to go, which would sort of suggest that it's where the keepers would keep the food or store food and stuff for the animals.
Okay, sure. So yeah, so just moving through here slowly. Are you stealthing, or are you?
I'm stealthing as best, as best as one needs to, given it's dark, and yeah. So we're sort of traveling quietly. We're not stomping around like we own the place.
Okay. So if you are stealthing, go ahead and roll stealth.
Cool. Oh, fuck me. Jeez. That was a 2, for Christ's sake.
Wow.
All right.
+8.
Yeah. I have stealth good, but oh, shit.
Okay. As you come up to this sign here.
Yep.
There's a little placard kind of explaining a little bit of information about thunder lizards.
Woohoo! Yeah.
And there's most of the sign is dedicated, like Bernard was saying, to like a large sized thunder lizard who's kind of like shooting lightning out of its mouth, and you can put your head in there and it looks like you're getting electrified.
Oh, dear.
And then somebody has to send a message, or you have to actually physically view it, because there are no cell phones or cameras. You need some sort of magic.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, so what's in? I'm assuming A is a pen of some kind, yeah.
A is a pen. Yeah.
What's in there?
I'm going to get you to go ahead and roll perception for this one. So you're kind of like looking in through.
Cool, 16.
Yeah, so in looking in through the bars, you see the only way I can describe it to you is like a tiny stegosaurus. That's kind of like down on its on all fours, like kind of lying on its belly, fast asleep at the moment.
Do I recognize what it is, or am I just looking at it going, I have no idea what this is?
It looks like the picture that had with the placard that said thunder lizard.
Yeah, it's a thunder lizard.
There we go.
So A is on thunder lizard is on my list of creatures that I'm liberating. I'm just going to leave him there asleep right now because I want to get the kobold first. I'm not entirely sure why I want to get the kobold first, but that for some reason it's just stuck in our mind as I want to get the kobold first. So I'm going to remember that A has got my thunder lizard that I'm going to liberate.
Well, there's a nice little picture in there now, so
Yeah, that's cool. So someone don't let me forget because I probably won't look at it again. So sauntering carefully, quietly up to B. And having a little gander through there. A wolf is just sniffing around, generally looking for whatever else he can find because he's having fun. What's in B?
So as you kind of come up the path here, these aren't like cages in the same way that this one down here was a cage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sort of large nets almost.
Okay, cool.
It's an aviary for birds.
Cool.
And the first bird that you see is a vulture, which is kind of sat atop a tree after like some looking, like you know how every time you're in a zoo, like it can be quite hard to spot the animal.
Yeah.
After looking for a while, you manage to see, oh, he's up in the tree.
Cool. Alrighty,
Like,
vulture, boring. Might consider liberating him to create a diversion, but yeah, that's cool. What's in C?
In C, go ahead and roll perception.
oh, there we go.
Yay! I can see everything.
You can definitely see what's in that cage.
It better be something.
So very difficult to see this raven, but with Aust's keen eyes, you do manage to recognize the black feathers against a very dark backdrop.
Okay, cool.
And you see a raven also in a tree, also asleep.
Awesome. What's in E, seeing I'm walking that way?
So inside E, you like look left and look right, and then you manage to spy a sign that was kind of down here, and it's like a vacancy sign, like a kitschy sort of like new animal coming soon.
Woohoo! Awesome.
Sort of sign, but there's
Nothing in there?
nothing in there at the moment.
Alright, cool. Alright, so we're just going to tiptoe our way along. Tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe. Oh, look, we're expecting to see another bird in D. What's in D?
In D, it's quite easy for you to spot. There's a brilliant red bird. It's like looks like a hawk, with feathers like this kind of crimson blood red.
Oh, that's pretty. Okay, maybe I want to keep him. Maybe I could just liberate him too. Can you tell Aust is interested by pretty little red things? He's like, pretty, I want him. Okay. We'll remember that. What's section 7 here? Is that to me looks like it could be what I'm looking for.
Yep, so go ahead and roll investigation on 7.
Public toilet.
That was the next thing that also jumped into my brain.
So it does look like some sort of storehouse, judging from what you can see from the outside.
Okay, can I just want to yeah. Oh hell! If I have a closer look at this one here, the top one. Just have a closer look at the door. I'm assuming it's locked, is it? Is it?
Yep. So like you can see a padlock against the door and some chains.
Okay. Sleight of hand is what I'd use to pick the lock, eh?
Yep.
If I knew how to. Otherwise, I'm just going to smash it, right?
You can certainly do either of those things, or attempt to try to do either of those things.
Okay, I'm going to try and pick the lock. Not that I've got any lock picks or anything like that, so I'm not sure how I'm actually going to do it, to be fair.
Yeah, if you don't have any tools, if you don't have anything to use,
Yeah.
it's like you can't really pick a lock. With
No.
no.
All right, I'm just going to smash it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just going to get with ice, with my ice blade. I'm just gonna strike it with my ice blade, hoping that the ice effect will freeze it, and if it doesn't work, it'll freeze it, and then I can smash it.
Okay.
So just attack with the ice sword.
Yep, you can roll attack.
Okay.
Dave, I think your mouse might be clicking quite a lot.
That would worry me. I'm not using a mouse. I'm using a mouse, a pad on the Mac.
Yeah, something's making like a really repetitive, like clicking sound.
Was it now?
No.
It's not me. Hold on. If I do,
Yeah.
that's me clicking my mouse pad.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, Matt, yeah. So, can you maybe just double check whether or not it's your microphone is on your headset? Because I wonder if it's actually.
Yeah, it's not that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How does that work? So if you can
So
hear
if you
me
go
through
into
the
sound
microphone on the
settings
laptop, yeah?
and input.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can still hear you now.
Could you hear me when I was talking before?
Yeah, we've been able to hear you the whole time, but it sounds like it's just flicked over. I don't know.
All right, all good. Let me know.
Cool.
Okay, so that was
Still doing it.
Okay.
I think your cable for your mic might have finally died after the huge noises it was making last week.
Oh, fucking hell. All right, you're just going to have to deal with it.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, so yeah, that was a 14.
$14 to hit with the ice sword versus the lock.
Now I think John's frozen.
John's just died.
Oh, great.
Or he's very suspicious.
Oh no, there we go. Okay.
Am I still here?
Yeah, you're here now.
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So you managed to strike the lock. I mean, it's only like a stationary lock.
Oh, he's frozen. He's frozen again. This is,
man.
Yeah. Oh, and he's gone. While he's gone, is there any way you can fix that, Mike? Or
I don't know.
Is it a Mac?
Yeah.
Try
MacBook.
Is it better?
Settings and
Well, what?
See me now.
system
yeah, we
preferences.
can see in here now, John.
Sound. And you
know.
can choose which microphone you're using.
Try swapping the microphone and appearing.
Yeah, in appearing there's like a cam/mic option.
Yeah. It just gives it just comes up with internal. I don't know why. It obviously doesn't recognize the headset as being specific for some reason.
Okay.
Or,
I don't know why.
if you are bothered about it, you can go to your Mac system preferences and then change it under sound preferences. You can change your mic.
You might have to roll a d20 first, though.
Yes.
Yes, it's going to take me a while
Roll
to figure
20
that
for
shit out.
finding system preferences.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Investigation.
Yeah.
And John is holding so still.
I know.
Is John frozen again, or is he moving? I can't tell.
Can you guys see me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but you're not moving. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, man.
You're moving sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay. Oh man. All the tech problems.
All the tech
at
problems. Yeah.
once.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a D100.
Oh, crap.
Out.
Yeah. That works. D100, how long? It's a 77.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. So I think as you kind of crack into this padlock with the hilt, did you say, of ice?
Yeah. That was my, yeah.
You managed to apply a little bit of ice, but it hasn't broken free just yet.
Oh, damn it. All right.
That's something good behind there.
The good news is it wasn't super loud.
Okay, I'm going to give it a second bash, but this time with the blade, I'm just going to full noise it. It's we're in the middle of a middle of the zoo, right? Who's listening for a padlock opening? A padlock can't make that much noise.
I mean, maybe just the guards.
What guards? There's no guards. If there's guards, I'm dealing with them. Anyway, so I'm going to give it another crack. Fairly solidly with the blade this time because I want it to smash open.
Sure.
It's a good hit.
That's a good hit.
Wrong one. Yeah, so I think this time hitting it with the blade and having kind of frozen the area around it previously, you managed to shatter it this time. But go ahead and roll me a D100 again.
Oh, man. It's a 65.
Okay. So it makes a bit of noise as you crack it open.
Okay.
But the door does swing freely.
Cool.
And out kind of wafts this musty odor of kind of meal and like treats and things.
Excellent.
You know how pet food kind of smells, just a
Yep.
bit not great.
Okay. So putting all my animal knowledge into one basket.
Wolf begins sniffing the air like.
Yeah, I'll grab some for him as well because he's clearly going to be loving this. So I know what Wolf wants. Do I have any idea what a kobold, thunder lizard, and I'm going to assume an albia will be keen on meat, but that's about the only extent of knowledge that I'm going to assume that I understand.
I heard that the albias really enjoy ranger meat. I think.
Oh, so you mean halflings fried on a spit? Yeah, I'm good with that. I can arrange that. Yeah. So I doubt I've come across a kobold or a thunder lizard in my travels. I'm not sure about an albia either. But would I have any idea about what they'd eat or what would be obvious? Unless it's labelled in this storeroom, which would be really handy.
Oh,
John's gone again.
John's frozen.
But he always looks just skeptical.
He looks so serene. He's so
Yeah.
listening, like deep in thought. Here he is.
Oh no, he's gone.
Oh,
Wow, it is a night of tech issues.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I solved my mouse clicking thing. I don't have to click now. I just tap.
Oh, yeah,
For
nice.
me, when I had this problem before, I just had to close the whole browser.
You're back, John. You're back.
Yeah.
I'll give it one more time,
Okay.
otherwise I'll close the whole browser and redo it.
Okay.
Okay. So
your two questions, John. Are there labels on the shelves in
no,
this?
there are no such labeling technology exists.
That's ridiculous. Come on, a bit of scrawling in the dirt would be nice. Okay, then. So, do I have any idea what would smell good to an albia, a kobold, or thunder lizard?
So given that you haven't come across any of these things before, go ahead and roll a nature check.
Nature check. Given I'm ranger, I should be good at this, right? Okay, I'm average at it. I'll take a 15.
So you can kind of guess that an albia would probably eat flesh. As far as kobolds, you're not really sure because they're sentient creatures. They're like sort of half. They're sentient creatures that are different to humans and elves and things. So I guess like you would think whatever I eat would
Cool.
probably be the right thing to eat.
Sweet.
And for thunder lizards, like probably insects and like smaller things.
Okay, so rations I'm fine with for the kobold. I'm looking for some meat or some kind of insecty type meal food in here. What do I see? What do I find?
Yeah, so you see like jars of various kinds of insects, thinking back to the birds as well, you figure that they would possibly be in for some of those things, or some smaller sort of hunks of meat. You see no sort of live animals in here.
Cool.
But you've kind of got your pick of, some stored meats, some jars of various insects and things.
Okay, so I'm going to grab some stored meats, a couple of jars of the insects for lizard and bird, and I might just chuck Wolf a few morsels of dried meat or whatever else I can find.
Yeah.
Just to keep him happy, because he's doing well. And then I'm going to go off to find me a kobold. I think I'm going to head towards this section here with between F and G. And see what I can see.
This thing here is a sign, and it's kind of pointing upwards, and says Nocturnal Exhibit.
Okay.
And then to the left, it's got another thing pointing left that says Kobold, Cragcat, Brown Bear.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to head towards the kobold first, as previously discussed.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's going to be either G, H, or F. So feel free to.
Yeah. So in H and G, you can't that's an enclosed building.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't see into them. So basically, from what you know from that sign, there's like a path that goes up and through a nocturnal exhibit, like a locked-in sort of dark area.
Up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
But looking down into F, you do see kind of crouched down in sort of squalor with very simple blankets and things, a kobold kind of nestled up against the wall.
Okay, so is he awake, asleep? I'm assuming it does our night. He's probably asleep.
He's lying down in a very simple makeshift bed that it just has basically hay and a very itchy looking blanket.
Okay, that sounds really uncomfortable. I feel really sorry for him. I'm gonna liberate him.
Kobolds?
Let the games begin.
What are kobolds?
Are they like dog people? I think they used to be dog people, but are they?
He looks like a cross between a person, a dog, and a lizard.
So
it's
they're
going to be
reptile.
perfect.
Yeah, sort of reptilian. You can just kind of see his back and shoulders and his head. He's got quite a long head. You describe it more like a snout than like a kind of humanoid face, which is quite flat in comparison.
Awesome. So he's a reptilian dog. What could go wrong? All right. So Aust, I am going to attempt to get his attention very sort of quietly. I don't want to make too much noise, but I do want to kind of wake him up or just get his attention. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to use my fire giant head. No, that would be bad. That could come in handy.
You don't have that fire giant head anymore.
No, I've just got to remember to delete it. Just deleting it now. So I think I'm just going to get grab one of my swords and just kind of bang the hilt on the on one of. Is he in bars? Like the bars?
Yeah. So he's in quite a sparse cage.
Okay.
It's basically like his little bed, and then just iron bars.
Okay.
On this kind of dirt floor.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to tap my sword on the hilt of my sword on the bars, just to sort of get his attention. Just a couple of times, tap, tap, tap.
Okay. You get no response.
Oh, fucking hell. Alright, I'll do it again. This time louder.
Okay. Roll a d100.
Oh, fuck. Oh, this is going to end badly, isn't it?
Sock Merchant says they're not very fierce, except when they are.
Except when they aren't, yeah. Thanks, Sock Merchant. 83.
Okay. You manage to deftly knock and just kind of send most of the sound into the actual cage. At this point, though, still no response.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Get in the cage.
I was just going to say, is there any door like around the edges of this? Does it look like there's a door or sort of some way that the I guess the cages the people enter, like that the keepers actually enter, or is it just like they biff food at this thing?
Yeah, if you want to like take a look around, you can.
Yeah, I just want to have a quick scurry around the edges to see if I can find what looks like a keeper's door.
Yep. So go ahead and 1D your token. I'll tell you what you see.
Stay, Wolf. Wolf is staying. Side A, side B.
Oh, I can't see your dude moving. So over here.
Yeah. Sorry, I believe it was like
there is a keeper's door there.
All right, I'm assuming it's padlocked.
It's actually like a proper lock.
Oh.
If only you had a rogue to.
If only had a
pick
rogue.
that lock.
Oh wait, the rogue was too chicken to come play with the animals. Didn't believe in my cause. This could be problematic.
Lightning arrow.
It's about the only thing I've got to break through a door. Yeah, okay. That's how much noise would a lightning arrow make? There's a lot of light in that involved in that, eh?
Okay, there's a little bit of light in a lightning arrow. Yeah.
Like how much noise does lightning make?
I don't know. Cracks are like it's a storm. I assume. I assume a lightning arrow would do the same. I know. How actually, given the couple of times I've used it, how much noise have those lightning bolts made? Like,
yeah, it's been like a small centralized thunderstorm.
Brilliant. Damn it! This is not going how I planned. Okay. Liberate. I know you're just being
Shoulder budget.
I'm not going to break my arm on a... That's just stupid. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to front. I know the door's there. I really want to get this guy's attention. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some food. Just get one of my rations, and I'm just going to start lobbing it at him. You know, like that annoying kid that has to feed everything at the zoo. He's just going to start throwing everything he can. Just a couple of pieces. I'm just going to aim at his sort of this back, just so I can hit him on the back of the head or back of his shoulder, so he kind of turns around and knows that I'm there.
Okay.
Yes, there was no plan. You're so right. There was a plan. It just fell apart very, very quickly.
So I think as you do this, kind of you see first signs of movement from inside.
Do kobolds speak?
He kind of starts
common at all?
hoovering up these rations.
Ah, good, excellent. He's hungry. That's what I like.
And he looks over at you, kind of surprised and frightened. But he sees that you're lobbing the food. He's kind of greedily eating it up.
I'm just gonna keep lobbing them to him until he sort of is, and I'm just gonna keep dropping them, but slightly closer to the cage, to the edge of the cage, so not right in front of him, but just to kind of drag him closer.
Okay. So I think as you are doing that, he's kind of like.
Oh, God, again.
He's frozen again. He's kind of like
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So the question I have is, do kobolds speak common?
Don't know. So
Or not? I know they're sentient, but I'm just wondering because I don't have my cool spell that I thought I had.
I'm so glad that you didn't just try and use it and then realize you didn't have it. That would have been way funnier.
Okay, so I think as you're lobbing them closer and closer, he kind of scoops up the first few, and then he recognizes, like he looks back and realizes that he's quite a few steps from where his bed was, and he kind of stops in his track and he says, "Who are you?"
Call me friend.
Uh,
You understand, friend?
I understand, friend.
Good. I'm a friend, and I'm come to free you from this very horrible cage you're in.
Free me, please.
Awesome. If I free you, can I ask you to help me free other animals as well?
With that, he's kind of contemplating on it.
There's food in it for you, and a warm bed.
Friends with benefits.
It's not 9 o'clock. That's the rule.
He's like, "You get me out of here."
All right.
Help.
Cool. Do you know? Do I know how? Does he look like he's very strong?
He's got a kind of sinewy sort of build.
Okay. Go to the door and pull. I'm going to try and charge it open. I'm going to give it a shoulder charge to see if I can break it open, and I want him to be pulling on the other side. So go to the door and pull.
He says, "That your plan?" Pull door.
Yeah, pull door open.
You didn't think I'd try.
No. Okay. The only other option I've got is quite noisy.
I think it's at this point, and he's like, "Who are you? It's not time."
Yeah, I'm here to free the animals. I don't believe in animals being kept in captivity, especially
I'm no animal.
especially sentient creatures like yourself.
It's like he kind of his demeanor kind of changes, and he says, "Colin not meant to be here."
I agree. That's why I've come to free you.
How?
Colin. That's
Yeah,
great
his
name.
name's Colin.
Colin the Kobold. Colin, I think the only way I'm going to be able to get you out of here is with a very large noise. So if we're quick, I can do this, and we can get at least one or two other animals free as well. But you were my first choice to get out of here because you're not meant to be here. I know this just by the fact you're kept poorly.
He says, "You're a big dog."
Yeah, he's my friend.
Pointing at Wolf.
Wolf's my friend too.
Big dog was here first, right?
No.
You freed dog and then now me?
No, Big Dog came with me. He's my friend. He's here to help me.
He's kind of looking at you somewhat suspiciously.
That's fine. So I'm just going to tell him to stand in the furthest corner away from the door and cover his eyes. And actually, I'm also going to give him the Yeti pelt that I've got and say, "Here, wear this. It'll keep you warm and hopefully protect you from the blast."
So you're taking it off of Wolf?
Yeah, Wolf's been wearing it, so I'm going to. It's probably too small for Wolf anyway. So I'm going to take it off Wolf. He doesn't need it. I'm going to give it to the kobold through the bars. I'll say, "Here, wear this. This will keep you warm when you come out of your cage."
Okay. So he kind of very cautiously grabs it off of you, sees that you've just pulled it off of a dog, and goes,
"Oh, come on. Don't
smells like dog.
Bloody...
Smells like dog." And then throws it over himself. And he says, "Loud noise, guards come.
Well, we'll just
we will have to run."
Yeah, we'll have to run fast. That's fine. All right, just hide somewhere under something safe. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
there's nothing in his
All right, fine.
thing. It's
So,
like there's his bed
all
and
right.
there's dirt.
So
So he can stand on the far wall.
So if the door's there, I want him to stand over here. So just in case the door kind of explodes into the cage, I don't want him anywhere near the door. So he needs to be over there.
He's gonna go into this corner because it's all concrete.
All right. Okay. Fine. Okay. So Aust is gonna get Wolf to stand guard here at the corner where he is, just kind of keeping an eye out for if there's any guards come running. I'm standing there. I feel really bad that I'm gonna fly a door into this beast and crush him.
Liberate.
I just want to note it that I'm liberating this animal, but I'm also taking into consideration that the door could fly into him, and I told him to go to the other corner. I just want to note it that I actually thought about this. So anyway, I'm gonna cast my lightning arrow spell. Yay, lightning arrow. And I'm going to fire it at said door.
Okay.
Stop giggling like an idiot.
The door has no saving roll because it's the door.
It's a door, exactly. It's an innate object. Do I need to roll an attack, or are you just going to let me blast this thing from Kingdom Come?
Roll an attack to see how successful.
All right.
Like how well.
Please let this be good. It's a 12. It's not as bad as it could be.
So I think with a 12, you strike the door, but you don't like you were aiming kind of for the lock to try to blast it out and kind of have it swing off on its hinges. But I think with a 12, you hit it kind of dead, like center of mass. Go ahead and roll the lightning.
Oh, what's the lightning? Oh, the lightning damage is something ridiculous, isn't it? It's like 48, was it? 5d8, 48. Hang on. All I can hear is Shannon and Regan snickering away. Yeah, that's 15.
Okay, so as you let loose this arrow, making sure to take 10 feet ish with the distance between you and the door.
Because I'm not stupid.
You let loose.
I was waiting.
You let loose this arrow, and it's quite a heavy, like thick, kind of iron door that's used for keeping dangerous animals and things
It's not dangerous.
in their place. Well, if you're trying to keep them captive, it possibly is. You let it loose, and as you do, the kind of the wooden shaft of the arrow and the arrowhead just turns into a brilliant light, like super bright white and yellow light as it strikes the door. And I'm not even going to get a roll a D100 on this. That was very loud. That was like an explosion going on.
It's a thunderstorm, okay?
You do manage to kind of cave the door inwards, but it is still held on by the lock and the hinges. So it's kind of, the door is bent inwards, not enough for someone to slip through. But it is certainly, yeah.
Okay, can I if I gave it a decent shove, would it open?
You can certainly try.
Okay, so I'm just going to give it a good old solid shoulder charge from 10 foot away. I'm just going to go and charge on and square to it, shoulder charge, and hopefully knock it off its hinges.
Okay, go and roll to hit using your strength.
Strength, oh god, that's never a good sign.
You can't dexterously shoulder charge something.
I wish I could, but that's a strength save. It'll do. It's a 10.
Yeah. So you run into the door. Go ahead and roll damage.
What's that?
1d4 plus your strength.
1d4, there it is. Yay! It's a 4.
And what's your strength?
10.
Modifier?
There is no modifier.
0 modifier.
Yeah.
Okay. I think with 4 more damage, the hinges were kind of on by a very small amount. You run at it and you drop the shoulder, and you do manage to cave the hinge side of the door open.
Awesome.
And squeeze through. The door kind of flies free from the lock, so the bolt kind of comes out of place and it crashes onto the ground.
Okay, I've made a truckload of noise.
Next to where his bed was, and yeah, it made a lot of noise.
Colin, come on, we've got to get out of here. Move, little man, move.
So he kind of flings back the Yeti pouch and he begins running with you.
Is he bringing it with him?
The pelt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good, excellent. Right, cool. So, Wolf is going to meet us around the corner because he obviously heard things and wants to come around once to check what's going on.
Yep. So, after a very loud, a couple of loud things, but that was much louder than everything else. You begin to hear like the stirrings of the various animals in the zoo.
Yeah, everything's awake. Awesome.
You hear the birds kind of begin to caw, and you hear some loud roars kind of coming from various places around the zoo. But yeah, the kobold begins to move with you.
Okay, cool.
And he's like, run!
Can before we run away, Colin, can you lead me to the owlbear, please? I need to liberate the owlbear.
The owlbear.
The owlbear is.
You need to run.
Yes, I can hide us, but I need to liberate the owlbear.
I don't know where the owlbear is.
Oh, come on!
He's been locked up.
You're a clever guy. Come on, what's going on here? Okay, so
there's a sign over there that says owlbear. That says nocturnal.
Let's go there.
Nocturnal.
Let's go into the nocturnal house. We're running into the nocturnal house. All right, that's where we're hiding. You coming, Colin?
Yeah. For some reason, I can't grab Colin. Why is that?
Who moved him out of the cage?
I did, and then now I can't grab him.
Okay.
Colin doesn't want to be grabbed by you.
Why can I not grab him?
His body, his choice.
Apparently. Did I set him as like another random? Sorry, my bad. Oh man.
Hey, whoa. That's everyone
That's
moving.
the whole map.
Yeah.
Okay, we might need to go to Colin V2.
Although, oh no, Colin.
Someone said, have you moved him to a different layer, like an object or background?
Oh, someone's
Yeah,
clever.
that's what I thought, but that's why I was checking all the different layers, and that's how I grabbed the map before. But
we have pushed Roll20 to like its limits, I think, as well.
So adding another token will be sweet, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Keep adding more things.
I might have to clean up some of the old maps. You'll see a huge Colin.
Hey, Colin's
Hey!
awesome.
Oh, wow.
Colin.
And
Bye, Colin.
I can move this one.
Okay,
All
cool.
right, this Colin needs...
Sorry, there's a ghost Colin.
Awesome. This Colin needs to be up here. Because we're going into the dark room to hide.
All right, there we go.
He follows you.
Cool. So I'm just going to get Wolf to wait outside. I want Colin to come with me. And we're going to go into the dark room. Allow our eyes to adjust. Because I assume it's dark.
So I think
Aust does have dark vision, of course, and which should mean that dark isn't too bad.
Yeah, so these doors are locked, so you can't just walk.
Who locks doors? Come on, it's nighttime. It's not like an elf's going to be wandering around stealing shit. Okay.
So I think at this point here, this is where Colin can kind of see the trees and he can see the wall, and he kind of pulls on your jerkin and he says, "Run! Let's run!"
We can hide in the dark room. It'll be fine.
Ah.
Trust me, it'll be fine. I freed you. Just trust me. I know humans
Go
haven't
ahead and roll persuasion.
Oh God. Can I have advantage given I've freed him?
Yeah, you can.
Yes. It's a 15.
Yeah, I think at this point though, he is pretty afraid of being captured again, and you've just given him, the ability to escape, and he's gonna make a run for it.
Oh. Before he runs, can I just tell him to hide in the trees, and I'll be with him in a second? I have one thing to do, and then we will escape.
He starts running, so unless you stop him, and so as he runs away, you're saying those words. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, wait, hide in the trees, and I'll be with you in a minute.
Okay.
If he doesn't stop, I'm gonna get Wolf to stop him.
Okay. He kind of comes up to this tree here, and I think with your persuasion roll from before, he kind of hides behind a tree trunk.
Cool. So I'm just getting Wolf to go over beside him to make sure he doesn't run any further. Just gonna ask Wolf to kind of go hide with him.
Sure. It's at this point that a cadre of guards show up.
Aust is going to
get my
prison.
LV.
And they say,
Where are they?
"Oi, you there?" As a crag cat roars in the background. Just
Oh, it's
behind
cricket. So they're 15 feet away from me.
Oh, no.
Alright. So... Damn it.
Oh.
At this point, that Aust wishes he'd cast something about 10 seconds beforehand. Okay, so I'm just gonna... I don't know, they're 15 feet away from me.
Yeah,
If
so
I-
they have kind of pikes
Yeah.
down, and
So they've seen me, right?
Yep.
It's
and
dark.
they are marching towards you.
So if I dash to here and cast my hide thingy-majiggy spell that I like to use, my pass without trace, which gives me advantage on, or gives me extra stealthy shit, will they be able to see me completely, or will they be able to sort of move quietly? Like, clearly they know that I've dashed into the trees, but if I get there, cast it, and then we slowly, quietly move to sort of, hugging the wall to here, am I going to be able to get away with that? Basically, I want to try and disappear with Wolf and Kobold Man.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for you to actually know. Go ahead and roll. I guess
Common
insight.
sense.
Shut up.
Yeah, go ahead and roll common sense. It's hard for you to know, like. So what you're, I tell you what, don't roll anything. I'll just tell you what you know.
Mhm.
So what you know is that with Pass Without Trace, you, like, all of the movements that you make are muffled.
Yeah.
And like every sound that you make becomes kind of muffled.
Mhm.
And you seem to blend in to whatever kind of visual thing you are around.
All right. So
You're not. You know that you are not invisible.
Yeah, but I'm kind of
But
harder
you're
to find.
not. Yeah, you're harder to find. You make less noise.
Yeah.
But you know like there are other magics that would turn you completely invisible.
I don't got those.
But that is not this.
Yeah, alright. So I want to get to here, and I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace. So, and then we're going to basically move from there to behind there, but very, very carefully and sort of snugged up against the wall. So in whatever shadows are there, given whatever dim light is around.
Okay. As you run there, Colin has spotted the guards.
Yeah, Colin, stay.
He's running
bolting
for
it. He's a fool. But never mind. So is he bolting to the gate? Can I get Wolf to grab him?
He's bolting to the wall and he's going to attempt to scale it.
How high is the wall?
It's about 15 feet.
15 feet. So if he's within... Oh, damn it. He's within 30... If he's within 30 feet of me, he gets plus 10 to his dexterity and stealth. So
yeah, if he's stealthing. He's not...
I know he's stealthing. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Are you doing anything to stop him, or?
If I don't, okay. No, I'm gonna get Wolf to grab him, and basically I'm just gonna cover his get Wolf to grab him. I'm just gonna cover his mouth and tell him to shush, and then basically we're just gonna kind of drag him quietly in the direction that I want to go.
Sounds like a kidnapping.
I am kidnapping him right now. Right now, I'm kidnapping him to free him.
How do you do that? Because that's like. So you have Wolf holding him.
I want Wolf to grab him by the scruff of the neck. I'm assuming he's an animal, so it's like you would a pup. So just gonna grab him by the scruff of the neck and kind of.
So the only clothes that he's wearing
is the Yeti thing?
Yeti pelt.
Yeah.
So are you trying to get Wolf to sink into his neck, or are you grabbing the pelt only?
Assuming he's holding on to. Okay, first off, Wolf's going to grab the pelt. I don't want him to hurt him.
So well, think about the way that a bite works, right?
Yeah. No, it bites with teeth. I just don't want it to.
So do you want Wolf? Because you have control of Wolf. Do you want Wolf to grab just the clothes?
No, I want him to grab him, so he will damage the back of his neck. I actually want him to pin the back of his neck so he doesn't run away. I can help him out. I just don't want to escape him.
He doesn't have fur and skin. He has a reptilian he has scales on his neck. So grabbing him by there is no scruff of the neck. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So with that information, you can decide whether or not.
Okay, so you're gonna grab him by the shoulder then. Bite on his shoulder just to stop him running, because I don't think biting his neck might kill him.
Front of the neck.
Yeah, go for the front. So Wolf clearly is gonna, he's gonna lunge at him. He's not gonna. He's gonna know that he's not gonna go for the kill, but he's just gonna grab him by the shoulder, just sort of stop him. And I know he's gonna squeal, but as soon as Wolf brings him back, I'm gonna cover his mouth and kind of with my other hand to tell him to shush.
Get him by the scruff of the death. Just by the scruff of the death would be good.
Remove feet. Won't be able to go in.
Okay, so the situation.
I'm trying to save his life here, right?
Oh yeah, that's what it looks like.
As he turns to bolt, Wolf is going to reach out and bite him on the shoulder to try to hold him in place. He's doing it as gently as he possibly can.
Yeah, exactly.
While still pinning him, because obviously the harder the softer you are, the more likely he can
escape. Yeah. So Wolf's going to use his weight obviously to kind of hold him and pin him, but he's not trying to rip his arm off.
Okay. And once that happens, you are going to come up behind and kind of try to grab him and muffle him.
And kind of keep him quiet so he doesn't squeal like a girl.
Have you seen his mouth?
Shh. No, I haven't. It's dark, damn it. If I have to tie him down, he has a snout. I'm aware that I can grab like you would an alligator, right? Like you're wrestling an alligator. I just kind of.
Oh yeah, I've got totally relatable. I definitely know how to wrestle an alligator.
Yeah, I've seen you do it. Yeah. Finish selling.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
Oh fuck! We want Wolf to do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. Please don't hurt him. It's a 9. Oh Jesus! This is going to end disastrously.
This is ending exactly how I thought it would. It's amazing.
I thought it would go better than this.
So do I. I had such a better plan than this.
So as Wolf kind of lunges out with his teeth, he manages to find purchase around the pelt. But as he does, the kobold sees him coming, and he kind of slips the pelt off. And this this kind of topless, just wearing very simple undergarments, kobold is just running for the.
Alright, I'm just gonna let him go. If he makes it over the thing, then that's all fine.
For the fence.
That movie Free Colin.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let him go and he can jump over the fence.
You were trying to liberate him, and now you're stopping him from being liberated?
Well, no, I wanted that. He's gonna get hunted down now, and they're gonna kill him. I'm gonna let him go.
Okay, so you've used your action for this turn, I think, with Pass Without Trace.
Yeah.
As has Wolf. The guards move towards you.
Mm-hmm.
And you've used Pass Without Trace, so go ahead and roll a stealth for me.
Yeah.
And you can add your 10 to it.
Yay, add 10. Thank Christ for that. 33.
Alright.
At least I rolled something decent tonight.
Godlike.
I'm just going to roll for Colin to scale the fence. So Colin gets part the way up, and then just begins to slide back down the fence.
Do you have issues with Siri randomly deciding that she wants to find something? When I ask, hey Siri, go find something, she completely ignores me. I said, thank God I've rolled something decent tonight, and she goes off and searches shit. Fucking iPhone, man. Anywho.
Alright. Okay, so the guard's kind of running up to where they believe you are.
I'm not there. I'm just a figment of your imagination.
No. Oh, there we go. Cool. I thought they'd gone the way of the Colin. So they're looking around confused.
Awesome.
Oh, actually, can you roll a stealth for
Roll a what?
stealth for Wolf?
I want a stealth for Wolf. Sure. That's just dexterity, eh? Yeah.
I don't think he has a specific skill for it.
No. Add 10 to that, says 21.
So they do spy Wolf.
Who's
So they're kind of pikes begin pointed at Wolf.
Okay.
So they spend their turn running here. So we'll go back to the top of the order, which is Wolf. What does he do?
Okay. So that wall's 15 foot, right?
Yeah.
Would he be able to just jump over it?
How strong is he?
His strength is currently 18 plus 4. So yeah, 18. He's
yeah, with a little bit of a running jump. I don't think he could do it from a standing.
Okay. So alright, I'm bailing. This is not working how I wanted it to.
Free the owlbear. Free the owlbear.
I'll get to that, just sure. So Wolf, kind of figuring that he's big and cumbersome and sort of obviously in the way, I'm just going to get Wolf to take a bit of a running jump at from this distance and just kind of leap over the fence, sorry, and head towards the. Essentially, he's going to run off and track down Finn. Using his clever nose, he's going to go hunting Finn and drag Finn out of the bar.
Okay. Is that
that's my instruction to.
Is Aust going with him or no?
That's so tempting to leave the kobold behind, but I don't want to. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to risk it. Aust is just going to latch onto Wolf at the same time, and we're just going to disappear into the darkness over the back of the fence. Kobold can fend for himself. Shit.
And thus the kobold has been liberated.
I freed him. He did not listen.
Okay, so
sorry,
I think
Kobold. I'm
the
sorry.
guards can't see you as they see this kind of this form, this shapeless, like very quiet form begin like hop on top of this enormous wolf who they did manage to see because it was an enormous wolf. As the wolf goes bounding towards the fence, manages to leap it. And the last thing that you kind of spy as Wolf leaps the boundary is the guards beginning to encircle.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Wolf
Mr.
column.
Kobold.
It's dead.
But that was the zoo adventure. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was worth
It wasn't
everybody's
worth
time.
anything. Damn it. I wanted that to turn out so much better.
We're busy with the kobold. You could like.
No, I'm not gonna.
Just jumping into the night enclosure.
No, I'm not. I'm now.
Okay. I think we'll take our regular 10-minute break.
Aust is gonna return. He'd hung very, very sorry for himself because he really wanted to liberate that Albert.
Yeah, see, Sock Merchant had it right. You were alone in thinking it would go well. Nobody else thought it would.
It was worth a try, though, right? Come on. Who keeps an Albert?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Should have done the Albert
I
first.
do like David's thing. He added more creatures for Aust to liberate.
Yeah. Alright, we'll be back in 5 to 10. See you guys shortly.
So,
Should have just done
I'm coming back from. Yeah, we're back from the BRB screen.
With it though, maybe like she had to kill the guards. So
Yeah, I had no desire to kill anybody though. I didn't want to kill him. I just wanted to free the animals and potentially take a kobold and thunder lizard and owlbear with me.
And how many did you end up with?
Shut up. I'm really sad. I'm really quite disappointed.
We can do it in daylight, Aust.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
wasn't the best.
maybe I can convince Finn to pay for them to be liberated.
Not happening.
You've got heaps of...
Finn doesn't care. He likes zoos for the spectacle.
Finn,
this is.
I thought I knew you. No, really, I thought you'd be anti and against the captivity of sentient beings.
Mate, he's seen you how little you care for sentient beings by throwing them off boats and sending them
weren't sentient. They were barely bloody breathing most of them.
Sending them to die for you, and so Finn's just like you just want another pet. He's not seeing anything in it for him. Yeah. What I was hoping you would do is shoot like a lightning bolt into that crag lion's fence or gate or something to basically cause it to come out and take care of the guards for you. That's what I thought you were going to do.
Yeah, no, I was too busy running.
Like release some wild monsters to
yeah.
So I had a plan. I had the guards not come so quickly. I actually intended on there was going to be a massive explosion in the where the owlbear was, and I was going to free all the nighttime animals, basically blinding them so they're just running around like crazy.
Yeah, nice and safe.
That was going to be my distraction to get the kobold out. And I was going to go 1 out of 3 isn't bad.
Yeah,
that was kind of in my plan.
John, what were the other nocturnal animals in there? I just want to know what else would have helped tear Aust to shreds.
There were some invisible pixies.
Oh, awesome! That would have been fun.
Other than that, there was nothing else.
Okay, alright, cool. Hi Vast Nast, thanks for joining us. You just missed Dave/Aust fail miserably at his attempt to liberate the 3 animals he was planning on liberating. Sorry, Dave. I'm just giving you a bit of stick for this.
It's true. I'm actually still quite. I'm very disappointed that I didn't work. I didn't at least come out with 1. I'm very disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next time.
We'll rejoin our heroes. So I think time-wise, as Finn is in kind of the final kind of chapter of the 3rd or 4th retelling of the Frost Giants, that's when Aust, a dejected Aust, walks into the bar. You can see Wolf's kind of tied up out front. But everybody is in this kind of quite fancy, and what do you all like to do?
Just as a point of order, I've taken off Wolf's collar, so he's now actually just a normal wolf. So just in case the guards come screaming looking for a monstrous wolf, he isn't there.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Is he coming inside then? Because he's small enough to fit inside if he's not.
He's coming in with me because that's kind of what he'll do. He's just gonna.
Is it a magic collar that makes him big?
Yeah. So he's got a collar of evolution, which takes him from a normal wolf to a dire wolf. So I've taken that collar off and stashed it for the moment, and he's just going to come wandering into the bar. And when we spot Finn, he's just going to wander up to Finn and kind of give him a nudge by his hip to sort of say hi.
Finn's just kind of like looking around. Where's the?
Oh, you're gonna ignore Wolf?
No. Like I'm acknowledging Wolf, but I'm just looking around for the other animal. just don't see any owlbears or thunder lizards
Yeah, because an
anywhere.
owlbear walking into a bar would make a great joke.
So-
An owlbear, a wolf, and an elf walk into a bar. What happens next?
Yeah. Sorry. Did Aust walk in with Wolf, or is it just Wolf at the moment?
Aust has walked in behind Wolf, so
All right.
kind of just avoiding the crowd. So Wolf's walked in, hey, it's Finn, bump, and Aust is just kind of still. Actually, Aust is still technically hidden in his pass without trace, so he's kind of just gonna skulked in. So if you want to roll a stealth, I'll roll a stealth roll, and you can roll a perception roll to see if you notice him, because he has actually just skulked in.
Right.
In like a well lit room.
Is it well lit, or is it just a dingy bar?
No, it's a really nice bar.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
It's like
And then
ambient
I'm
lit.
just passing through the crowd.
Yeah. Your presence is kind of like obvious, but not the most standout compared to everybody else in there.
Anyway, so Finn is surprised to see Wolf at like a smaller size. Notices he doesn't have the collar on. He's like, "Oh God, what's happened? Oh no! Oh no!" And he's looking around. So do I see Aust then?
Yeah, you can spot Aust relatively easily.
Okay, Dave, can you describe what I'm seeing in regards to Aust? Is he?
Okay, so Aust is obviously normally quite cocky and full of himself, quite sure of himself, and walks around like he's a bit of a peacock kind of strut. He's not that. He's kind of skulking. He's got his hood up. He's just sort of generally just trying to not be noticed. Kicking his feet around, not really looking in your direction because he doesn't want to talk to you right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just generally not wanting to be noticed.
Okay. So Finn sees Aust and he waves over a waitress or a waiter or whoever, bartender or bar mistress or whatever, and basically says, "Can we get my friend over there a drink? We're celebrating the fact that he's not in prison tonight."
Yeah, I think she sees Aust, kind of claps him on the shoulder, and says, "Aust, the battle of the Bloody Bay. We've had the tale here from Finn all night, and now we're so pleased that you could join us. I'll go grab you some drinks. What would you like?"
Brandy, the top shelf.
Firebeards it is.
Absolutely.
And she kind of ducks off, grabs some Firebeards brandy, and brings it back to you. In fact, I think she brings two of them. One of them's in like a small like shot glass, and she kind of brings it up and says, "Lunch it."
Oh, nice.
Like
Straight
some
back,
back.
nice.
She's like,
Yeah.
really pleased I could share this
Keep
drink.
him coming. Yeah, awesome. Cheers, the drink. And I basically, else is just going to say, keep him coming. I've got some serious catching up to do. I want to forget to.
She actually reaches behind herself and just like pops the bottle down.
Oh, brilliant!
Just leaves the bottle at the
So-
table.
Awesome. So Alice is just going to kind of slump over the table, grab the bottle, pour himself a drink, sniff it back. Still not looking in Finn's direction, not really trying to make any eye contact. He's just going to knock a few of these back. Essentially, he's decided he's going to drink himself into stupid to forget tonight ever happened.
Have you joined us at the table, or are you at a different table?
I'm at a different table. I'm away from you guys right now. I'm just staying well away from you.
Yeah.
Igneous and Bernard, what are you guys doing?
Igneous is just going to sit there in awe of Finn, who's just killed like so many giants, and he's just like, "Whoa, whoa!" He's just going to sip on his wine. What? And he's going to have trouble with his helmet. He's like,
I love how his helmet that he's drinking in his helmet's just going crazy.
"Oh man, yeah, man." So he's happy.
That's kind of like what happens with Paddy's helmet.
Yeah.
Like it's always slightly too big for him.
Was Paddy still there?
No, Paddy's gone. He's not allowed to drink.
I just want to ask if anyone's got any sort of ideas on how to track down this the Squid people,
I know.
the Kraken cult.
Yeah,
are you asking the group or are you asking?
Yeah, I asked you guys. Even though I'm just gonna try and assume that Aust did a great job.
Of course he did. Aust always does a
Maybe
good
I'm not
job.
gonna mention it. Can I tell that it's gone badly, or did you say?
I think based on Aust's demeanor, you can make your own call.
Okay.
Trust me, if it'd gone well, you'd be hearing about it right now. I'd be dragging you to where I had the owlbear and everyone stashed, but.
I think Paddy was gonna organize a meeting with the captains first thing in the morning, yeah, so we can sort of talk to them about the Kraken crew.
And is this place a bit fancy for? Although maybe the Kraken company, Kraken cult, they might be rich enough to hang out in a place like this. I just want to listen out if anything.
Yeah.
Gets over.
Can we see?
Or anything.
Yeah. Can we see anyone wearing any sort of squiddly hats or?
Go ahead and roll investigation, each of you.
Really good.
Not a great one.
Oh, it's a crit.
Yeah, I think Igneous has had a few wines.
Yeah.
He just tripped all over.
Like his helmet, that's why he's having so much trouble with his helmet. And his helmet kind of manages to get itself on backwards, and as he's kind of trying to work out, and he's like, you're wearing a squid hat. And then someone is just turns around and what are you talking about? And it's just their face.
Oh dear.
Okay, so Finn, you don't really notice anything sort of out of the ordinary. You're kind of talking to a few people and having some quite nice conversations, inquiring in a very rather delicate manner, I would assume. Bernard, you kind of through the course of a few conversations as well, pick up that there hasn't really been any presence of someone fitting the description that you're kind of after, but that you have heard the pirates. These people have heard the pirates talking of them. As far as venturing into the town and especially into an establishment like this, they haven't done that.
Okay. So they're not controlling parts of the town or anything.
As far as you know, they're kind of they're very much visitors to Luskan. Is the general thing that you pick up? They're not running the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we could go for a walk to some seedy places if you wanted, Bernard.
We could go for a walk to some seedy places.
Yeah. Go see what's on offer in Luskan.
Yeah. Well, should we give it a go and then go, for an hour or something, and then have a nap?
Yeah.
We go walk the streets.
Finn, full of vigor from the stories he's been telling, gets up onto the table, stands up onto the table, and he just calls out, "Who would like to show us the sights of Luskan at this hour?"
Oh God!
I think you just get a whole volley of offers.
Okay, is there someone who looks like the dirtiest or most uncouth, or just he's looking out for the seediest of the crew that is in this room that is offering?
Someone with really bad syphilis.
Yeah. Scars or scabs on their face or something.
Yeah, okay. I think there's one kind of such person who's sort of very well. He kind of walks in over and he says, I can show you the sights. Roger's my name.
Roger.
And he explains that he is the first mate to one of the pirate ships.
Fantastic.
Whee!
So he's like, he does pretty well for himself. Like, that's why he can afford to stay in a place like this. He explains to you, I normally prefer to hang out around here, but if you want to see the real Luskan after dark, I know some spots.
Yeah. And Finn just looks at Bernard. He's like, do you think this is going to be good?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, he looks likely.
Sorry.
Yeah.
She really hard to see like that.
Okay, cool. So, I don't know. Is the rest of the crew keen on following Roger? Finn looks over at Aust and sort of like, Aust, we're leaving.
I'm not sure that Aust is making eye contact with you right now. He's still got his hood over his head. He's still looking down at the bottle. You're probably gonna have to make more of an effort to get his attention. He's not really looking at you. You probably could. You'd probably have more like sending Wolf to go get me. To be fair.
Right. You don't even want Wolf around you at the moment. Oh man.
I just let Wolf go say hello to you because he's like, oh, Finn's here. Yeah, cool, sweet. Right, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. All right. So Finn sort of gets down back onto his chair and jumps down onto the ground, and he sort of gives Wolf a big sort of like I don't know, a bit of roughhousing and says, go get Aust. We're out of here.
Wolf obeys. Trot comes and grabs Aust's cow or his hoodie thingy-majiggy and drags him across. Aust is still not saying a word. He's just going to come along quite mopily.
And Finn,
sullen, silent.
Finn just looks up at Igneous and says, "You ready to come to the dirty part of the town?"
Yeah, that's one, man.
Alright, cool.
I'll follow.
Alright, cool. Alright.
Oh, dear God.
So the group of you kind of stumble out of the bar. The bottle left there half drunk. Actually, I think Roger kind of spies it and sees you're leaving it at the table, and he just kind of grabs it and says, looks at you, Finn, and winks and goes, "Roadie."
Right, yeah, good. Nice.
And he's kind of walking down the street, swigging this with you, and he kind of passes the bottle around. And so he kind of leads you through the streets of Luskan. So yeah, you guys were, I think, from memory, you were up here somewhere.
Okay.
One of these bigger areas, if I'm correct. He kind of leads you down to the town square. First of all, and like the area that you're in, like it all looks very similar. It's like how when you're in the suburbs and just every house, even though they are physically different, it's like they're basically the same thing. It's like just all looks very, very nice and very similar. You kind of cross this very empty town square. This is normally where there'd be market stalls and things like that. But of course, at this time of night, there's nothing there. It's probably about midnight at this point. And you start to, as you cross the town square, you notice that the houses on kind of this side are markedly different from the houses on this side, which are much simpler, much more sort of functional in nature, don't have a lot of kind of like fencing or don't appear to be kind of set up in any grandiose sort of way. And then he continues to lead you down, and you reach the city walls down here. and he kind of waves you forward, and it's really at this point the houses are beginning to turn into like very sort of ramshackle spots, much smaller in nature as well. And he kind of leads you up this path here, few quite dark places, with kind of people drunkenly like walking up and down the one street that kind of runs through here, and you kind of arrive eventually into this area just down here, and this building here, you stand outside, and there's like this massive sign, and there is no name on the sign. It's just a pair of legs with sort of fishnet stockings.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Finn just wants to see if there's any sign of any thieves' cant written on anything around here.
Yeah, so there definitely is. They're the fairly like innocuous usual messages that you'll see around here. You notice that there's kind of some advertisements for the local thieves guild, for people who, obviously, if you can read this, you should be with us. Kind of marketing almost. But then there's also like a bunch of warning signs saying, go steal from someone who can afford it. Sort of signage around. So it's basically like, this is our turf. Don't fuck with the people here. But also there's like some other sets of messaging which are like, if you've got skills and you want work, maybe consider the Luskan Thieves Guild.
Can Finn just leave a message in Thieves' Cant in that same sort of area that these other messages are? And so Bernard, what was it's the Kraken cult?
Society.
Kraken Society. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm just going to leave a note basically on here saying, if you know anything about the Kraken Society, please come see us north of the city centre at what was the place called we're staying at?
Blood and Bone.
At the Blood and Bone, outside the Blood and Bone, first thing in the morning. Just leave that up there in Thieves' Camp.
Yeah, cool. So you find like a space which I think is used almost like a notice board of sorts, but it's a non-obvious thing, because you wouldn't have a notice board of Thieves' Camp. You just have this. It's like the equivalent set in kind of dirt. You have to know to look for it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, and just turns to Bernard and says, "Look, if we don't find anything out from here tonight, I think we should be good in the morning. Either through with the captains, or hopefully someone, thieves from the Thieves Guild, will help us out."
Yeah,
cool.
Because that's what thieves do.
Help out other thieves.
Right?
They help thieves.
Sure.
They do. The thieves help thieves. That's why there's a guild. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So Roger kind of beckons you into this nameless inn of sorts, and as soon as you walk in, it's like a stark contrast with the exterior of the building. It's kind of like all of these dark velvety curtains. You can't really see more than sort of 2 or 3 feet in front of you, because it's kind of begins to wind and weave through the area. Nothing, just kind of as areas are sectioned up. But as you walk in, you enter sort of a lobby entrance area where there are a few people drinking and things like that.
Ignis is hating on these curtains, and he's going to be like, "When I went outside with my wine, in my bag. And he's gonna just walk out the door with his wine and just wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you
Else
drinking the
is-
dirt wine? Is that what you're doing?
This is the last remnants of the blood and bone wine, but we're probably
okay.
gonna have to resort to the dork wine. We're probably gonna have to.
Else is just going to let Wolf hang out with Igneous because he's not so sure that Igneous is safe by himself. So he wants Wolf to go wait with him.
Okay.
And I'm not so sure that our Wolf needs to be in this building, to be perfectly honest. Because he's too young for this.
A little R-rated for poor Wolf.
Yeah.
So there is a small bar, relatively nicely decked out, but very dark colours, and there's a sort of matron behind the bar there to greet you, and she kind of says, well, raises an eyebrow and says, well, what can I do for you, fellas?
Finn just looks over at Bernard and is like, over to you, my man.
Over to me.
But
okay,
Bernard looks like the you kind of know that's going to be in frequenting these places.
What does this place smell like?
Sorry.
Fishy?
Well, it is by the water.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't smell fishy. It smells very, very perfumed. Like lots of very sweet smells. Like almost this overpowering, like sickly sweet.
Okay.
Sort of smell. Like somebody who, like a large number of people who use way too much cologne.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna climb up onto one of the chairs. Was there like gnome-sized chairs? I suppose not.
They're all. I mean, you could climb up into a chair. But just to be clear, the room that you're in is a much smaller sort of bar. It's not like a big bar where there's like heaps of people kind of like all drinking. There's maybe 2 or 3 patrons in there. A couple of them have like a hostess with them, who's kind of like having a drink with them and having a conversation.
Well, what do you reckon, guys? Do you want a drink?
Yeah, Finn's keen. He's already halfway there anyway, so.
Yeah, and I might just introduce myself to the bartender lady. What they're called?
Yeah, she says, oh, nice to meet you, Bernard. I'm Maeve. What'll it be?
Well, I'll have like a tea, a cup of tea.
Cup of tea. We don't have tea here, but here's a menu, and she kind of slides a menu across the bar to you. And there's like these, it looks like that. There's like there's basically like it's double-sided, and on one side it says like what you'd expect to see, like beer, wine, vodka cocktail, Firebirds brandy, and then on the other side it says special beer, special wine, special Firebirds brandy, special cocktail.
Special. No special. The special is like 10 times the price of the regular one.
Right.
Well, you have to ask.
Well, we are high rollers.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's so special about this special beer?
She kind of gives this like very coy kind of giggle, and she says, "You don't know where you are, do you, honey?" That comes with company.
Okay. Sounds nice. Well.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Bernard is clicked on to what is going on a little bit. little bit naive, I think, in this sort of thing. So, but he'll go, just a normal beer, please.
You
A
sure?
tiny one, small one.
Yeah, a normal pint might be just a little too much.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, but I want to like be really nice to him. I want to like.
Would you like a straw as well?
Want
I got one of those.
She's like, sure. One regular beer.
For now.
And she goes away. She goes away and pours it and comes back. She's like, "That'll be 10 gold, please," which is an outrageous amount for a
That
beer.
is that's a lot of gold. Are they like? Do they give change in those different notes? It's not real money.
Well, you might have to find out. Do you have an electrum to hand over?
Jesus Christ. It's okay. I'm sure I've got 10 gold somewhere. I'll rummage through my pocket. Has anyone got 10 gold?
Yeah. Finn's having a good time and just sort of like throws 10 gold over to Bernard.
Spency, thank you. I just want to sort of slip into conversation, maybe, what kind of customers come around here that are unusual. Maybe squid...
Squid like.
Squid badge or anything like that.
Oh dear.
Yeah, when you say squid, like, I think she kind of raises an eyebrow
Oh, yeah?
at you. She says, "Squid, it's a very specific and peculiar thing to ask after. Is that something you
It's
want?"
what he likes. It's what he fancies.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, I just want to see, like, does she seem pro squid? Was she, like, freaked out when I mentioned squids?
She looks... Hey, go ahead and roll insight.
At this point, you can hear Igneous vomiting from outside.
Oh, dude.
God.
Go ahead and make a con save, Igneous.
Let's do it.
Oh wow, your insight's really good. Yeah,
Oh,
so you don't
dude.
spewing your ring out. You're in a really bad way.
Oh, Igneous.
So you kind of gauge from her reaction that two things. So one, this is not the first time she's had this request, and she's trying to size you up. She's trying to
There's not
work
that
out
much to
if
size.
it's something that you. Nice, that was good.
Yeah.
She's trying to work out if that's something that you would like.
That I would like. Well,
Yeah. Like when you, because how do you say it? You say like, do you get people in
I'm just
here
looking
like
for
inquiring about
I was
squids?
just saying
or-
that, yeah, I'm looking for someone that does squid business.
Some squid on squid action.
Yeah, so I think when you say squid business, I think she thinks you think you're speaking a code of some sort.
Yeah.
He's trying to offer you that service. That's what you get.
So
Like,
she
that's what
doesn't.
you're.
She's not picking up any sort of. She thinks it's something that a service that she provides, or does she think I'm talking about someone else?
So based on your question,
Yeah.
I'll just be really clear. So based on your question, because you're not asking if what are you asking exactly?
I'm asking if she has any squid business coming through the shop.
Okay, so I think her answer was like her literal answer was, is that something that you want? And then based on like your read of the situation, you think that she may genuinely think that's something that you're after.
Well, I am after it. Yes, something I do what?
Give me your squid business.
Give me your squid business. what I'm going to do, this might be a little bit uncalled for, but I'm going to assume it's a spinny chair, and I spin around, and as I spin around, I pull a little squid head out of my jacket, put it on, and as I turn back around, they're wearing the squid hat, and I want to gauge her reaction.
I think it's at this point that she kind of is a little bit taken aback, and she says, "Oh, you're one of them. I thought you might be with a question like that. Yeah. I mean, you will have to pay extra. The girls don't really like doing it."
Oh, you have to.
You
go
need to
and
know
see
what she's talking
what the hell
about.
happens.
Yeah, how much
You just-
how much extra is it? Has anyone got any money?
She says,
I'm not
the going rate is 500 gold.
Aust is just going to quietly pull out one of his platinum pieces and flick it towards Bernard and just let it land on the desk, the table in front of him, and it's just going to let it lie. It's not going to say a word. It's just going to flick it onto the thing and carry on drinking out of the bottle.
That's very helpful, thank you.
I
I don't know what I've get myself into here.
don't want to hear about her either. I just want to let it happen.
I'm going to go along with it and just see what she's talking about. Okay, I'm going to act like I'm in the Squid Gang.
Okay.
That's what it's called, right? The Squid Gang.
You're writing a
Yeah, there's
story
the
right
one.
now, fella.
Well, she says, "Oh, all right." So I think the platinum piece. What did we decide it was? It's 1,000, right?
Yeah.
That's 1,000, huh? Yeah. So he can have an extra long time.
Okay.
Or two girls.
So you're using the whole 1,000.
I'm just chucking it on the table, and she and Bernard can agree to whatever the hell that buys them.
What are you doing, Bernard? You see this platinum piece land?
Yeah, I just slide it towards the lady. Yeah, I'm trying to act cool. I'm trying to act like a cool Squid
Okay.
Gang.
Okay. So this
As
rock
soon
gnome
as-
wearing
They
a
better not
squid
pull out
hat.
real squids.
As soon as Bernard leaves with this lady, Aust is going to grab Finn, and we're walking towards the door. I want nothing to do with this.
We need to make sure he's okay. We got to stay put.
We will stand outside helping Igneous with Wolf, but we are not staying in this room while he is
We don't
taken
know.
backstairs.
We don't know what he's going to get up to.
Don't want to know.
Is there anyone else in this room that we can see, John?
Huh?
There's a couple of patrons being hosted by very well dressed females.
And they're not part of the octopus gang, are they?
They're not wearing any octopus gear.
Okay.
No, we haven't spotted
At the
any
moment.
sort of octopusy stuff. So hopefully we're on the same wavelengths.
Okay. So she says, given it's a special request, it'll just take me a few moments. I'll round of drinks for you and your friends for being so generous with sharing this. So, are they all into squid business too? or-
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nuh-uh.
And Finn just says, I prefer giant business.
Aust is just going to look at
she
the
looks
pair
you
of
up and down, and she's like, "Okay."
Like, Aust is in stunned belief right now. He's just like, what the fuck? One wants squid, one wants giant, little people. Fucking hell. You are strange.
She kind of says to you, Finn, like, I suppose like a giant roleplay wouldn't be too hard with
Roleplay.
with half.
What do you mean? What? No, Oh no, you misunderstand. I do business with giants. That's all. That's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do business with Squid.
Oh, we don't want to know what you do.
Okay. Yeah. the less we talk about it, the better. The girls will be ready in a moment. And she kind of steps back, goes behind the curtain, and you can kind of overhear her a little bit. And she says, she kind of grabs the platinum coin and she's like, brings it back behind the curtain. And you hear some kind of protests from behind the curtain. Like, oh, we don't want to do that. And she's like, that's when she produces this platinum coin. And she's kind of shrugging her shoulders and going, just, come on, just do it. It's worth it. And she comes back and says, give them a minute or two, and then you'll be in the suite down the hall.
Okay.
So just finish your drinks, and then I'll pour you another, and then you can head on down.
Is Roger still with us?
Yeah, Roger's there, and he's kind of been witnessing what's going on. He's not really sure what to make of it. He looks particularly interested in the hat that Bernard is wearing.
There we go.
Okay. Do you want to, while I go off, I'll just whisper to Finn, do you want to see if you can question Roger a little bit?
Okay, yeah, for sure.
I just want to see if lots of squid people come here for the weird shit.
So we'll do that one first, and then we'll resolve yours, Bernard. So Finn.
Yeah, so Finn sort of notices Roger eyeing up the Kraken Society hat, and he's like, just sort of says, Roger, we're kind of in town because we're looking for a specific group of people. Have you seen many hats like that?
He's like, he looks kind of conflicted, and he says, can't believe you, Finn, would be caught up with with those fucking weirdos. Squid fuckers, we call them.
Squid fuckers, nice. Bernard's in for some fun.
Oblivious.
We're not in business with these guys. We're trying. We believe that they've.
What are you talking about? I just heard him ask for squid business.
we're basically undercover right now. We're trying to find any kind of lead on these guys because we think we know they've got a friend of ours.
He says, okay. Well, Captain can probably tell you more than I can, but we do know that we've been tracing their movements through the trackless sea. We kind of know roughly where they sit. They come into port here sometimes and spend a bunch of money, as sailors are wont to do. They mostly spend it where they can, I can't believe I'm going to say this, hire women to flail on the ground and pretend to be squids. I think with that, Bernard, we'll chop over to your what's happening with you, and you're walking down this kind of long corridor, looking at this key that has a tag on it. It says like Suite 2C.
2C.
Yeah, 2C. And you're walking up and you see in front of you like this very nautically themed door that says 2C but SEA.
Oh dear.
And you push open the door and inside the room there's like a big sort of tub or a bath, and there's one woman in there wearing like this kind of grey trailing dress, like quite well fitted dress, and at the bottom there are kind of like the bottom of the dress is not even. There's like these little the best way to describe them is tentacles. Like fabric that's been made to look like tentacles, as she's kind of swimming up and down this large like tank. And then there's another woman kind of sat on the bed, which is a huge clamshell, wearing a kind of sequined teal dress, legs crossed, sitting there, and the sequins are kind of shaped like scales. And she welcomes you into the room and says, I heard you're here for Squid business, and kind of reaches down beside the bed and pulls a Squid hat.
Oh,
there we go.
To her head.
So those hats.
And she says, would you like me to get into the pool as well?
Well, first of all, I want to say this is amazing. Looks like the world of wearable art. You guys are doing a great job. I think you put a lot of effort into your outfits. The whole scenario is great. I just want to know, do you get many customers with the squid hat? How often? And yeah, are they regulars? Do you get any regulars?
We do get them from time to time. We're not really like. I think it's a new thing. I think it's like a.
It's catching on.
Yeah, I think a few people are starting to develop a liking, and you can feel like the shudder in her voice as she says liking for it.
I just want to say, look, this is going to seem a little bit weird, what I'm going to do. But
weirder than asking them to perform like squids on the ground.
Oh,
but,
I'm not sure anything.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go, we're going to see some colours and some things like this at the moment. I'm just going to make something appear in front of you, and I'm going to cast vegetation. So I want to be able to make a sort of a bland sort of face. And I say, could you please describe what this person looks like? And I want to change the shape of its face until it looks like your last squiddy customer.
Okay. I think
I'll be a tip in it for you. If you can keep the whole platinum thing. No, I wasn't going to. It wasn't a rude tip joke. That's all I'm saying.
Besides, you were going to say something.
He kind of says, "Oh, that's what we assumed anyway. That's what we did. The two girls and the 2C room. Okay, yeah, that's fine. If you just want to talk, that's fine. We don't have to. We don't have to actually do anything if that makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
It's your time. It's your time. And she just starts kind of describing her last customer to you.
Okay.
And I think like she's seen prestidigitation magic before. Man, that's a hard word to say.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation. And she begins to kind of like give you an idea of who her last customer was.
So I get like an image out of it.
Yeah, and it matches. It actually matches Casphere Dryland.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
well, he's dead.
Yeah.
Okay. Sort of a dead end squid. Well, okay. Well, I just want to thank them very much and say they've done an amazing job.
I think the one in the
great.
tank is. I think the one in the tank is like feeling a little bit dejected that you didn't really talk to her or like
rude to
really
ignore
interact
her.
with her or anything.
Yeah.
And she
No,
just
well,
she just kind of
wouldn't do it. I just
Okay.
want to let her know she did a great job.
okay. So she's
Yeah, great.
kind of like swims up to the side of the tank and she's just like, just like out of interest. Was it like was it tentacly enough? Like was it?
If I had to give it a star rating, it would be off the charts. Oh, Squid.
Okay. I just
Tentacle rating.
I just want to be sure that I'm doing my very best.
A perfect 8 out of 8.
Yeah. 8 We'll just look at. Unless she wants to do the prestidigitation thing too, she's keen on that.
She's like, yeah, sure.
I know that guy, isn't he? Wants someone I don't know.
She looks at the clock on the wall and she's like, I mean, you've paid for an hour of our time and we've been in here for about 10 minutes. Like you can.
No. Yeah, I'm really gonna rush out of here. We're gonna point.
She says. Yeah, so she was offering to do the prestidigitation thing.
Oh, she was. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, so over the course of the next 10 minutes, I guess.
Yeah.
Let me just check.
I just want to be able to recognize someone if I see them.
Yeah, so she no, not that one. She describes for you a very gaunt, very pale man who appears to be like he's like borderline human, dressed in quite fine red robes, red and gold, kind of gold trim robes, with a number of tattoos across his face and what appear to be like streams of ink tattooed from his eyes and from his nose.
Okay. This is good. And he's a regular?
He's come once.
Whoa, okay.
How many times has he visited?
Just the one time.
Okay.
Batting 100.
Okay, so thanks very much. Do you have a name for the guy? His name?
I did not get his name.
Okay. Well, thanks very much. Okay. I want to say my goodbyes to everyone. Just thank them for the wonderful layout of their room. And I'll say see ya.
I want to go goodbye. Thank you very much. This is much nicer than the other times. We don't typically like doing this. But
It's great. I'll do this on a regular basis.
Not that bad.
Okay. Well, I will look back down the hallway. What are they still talking?
Yeah, that was it. That was just kind of fitting
Okay.
in.
Okay. Yeah, and I just want to go out there, see if anyone's. Are you still there in the bar? Or
Yeah.
did you escape?
No, I'm still in there.
We didn't leave. Finn didn't want to, but Aust was very keen to place out of there.
Yeah, Finn's just been talking to Roger, trying to get as much information as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think like after Roger has told you this, and 20 minutes passes, then you kind of know exactly what Bernard has been contracted into.
Yeah.
Or at least you think you know.
Yeah.
And you see Bernard kind of.
And he's been 20 minutes.
He's been 20 minutes. And you see him walk back into the room. And I think that's where we'll leave the session.
Nice.
Yeah. That looks like he's had a great time.
With a very happy Bernard throwing a thumbs up as he walks back into the room of the establishment. So I don't really know how to describe that session. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too.
Yeah.
It was good times. Next week we'll continue the search for the Morkoth. The party here will have the information that they've managed to gather tonight, and we'll meet up with the pirate captains. In the morning.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for watching. Again, we've got some under the follow us section underneath the video. We've got the official Getting Dicey Twitter account, John's Twitter account, my Twitter account, Dave's Instagram, and we've got a link to our Discord as well if you wanted to jump in and chat to us about what's been going on. I think that's about it. We're going to call that here, but we're just going to sit around and keep talking for a little bit just to discuss stuff. But the stream is officially done.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, everyone.
I'm really sorry for killing the first hour of that.
Yeah, that was
so annoyed.
I mean, that pretty much went as expected, though, Dave.
Maybe for you, I had this mapped out in my brain. I mean, it would have been so much easier if I'd actually had the spell that I thought I had. Because basically I was planning, rocking up, cast it. Hey, Kobold, how you feeling? Do you want to get out of here and come join my band of merry friends? And he'd go, yeah, man, that sounds awesome. And I'd let him out. And we're like,
how would you let him out? Because
that's a piece that I hadn't quite thought about. That's the one part of this puzzle that I hadn't contemplated.
The other thing as well, just to not to burst your bubble too much, but
it's already burst. It's popped, and
you were able to speak with him.
Yeah,
he was
quite happy. So I thought, right, sweet, COVID will be fine. Well, I hadn't seen the bit that I hadn't thought about was how we were going to get them out of the cages. So I hadn't contemplated that. So clearly that was a bit of a slip. Then I thought, I just a tiny bit. So I thought I'd get the cobweb out. He'd be all good. He'd show me where the owlbear was. He'd help me contain and control the owlbear because he's sentient, so I can talk to him. So he'd actually help me contain and control the owlbear. So we'd get the owlbear, drag him out. We'd get the thunder lizard. We'd basically walk out of the main gates of the zoo. We'd head to the outskirts of the town. I'd tie up the owlbear. I'd tie up the thunder lizard. Have them there waiting for us when we left. Piece of cake, no problem. I got my army. That was how it worked in my brain. Okay, that's totally how it worked.
Yeah.
It did.
I love the way Aust's plan is like roll 20, 20, 20, 20.
Literally, our plan was 20 the whole way. There was going to be no crit fails. It was all crit 20 the whole way. And he's walking out there with 3 animals, and he's basically rocking into the bar, grabbing Finn, dragging you to the front and going, see, told you.
Yeah. And instead you just slinked your way into the bar. Yeah. Oh dear. Not good. Do we think we've got do you think Bernard got the face of maybe Slark Rathel? Is that who we think?
Oh no.
That's because he sounds like a pretty important sounding guy. That could be cool. Did you draw it as he was describing it to you?
Well, I wrote down the descriptions.
Yeah, nice.
He's gaunt, pale, borderline human.
Borderline
human.
human.
Robes, facial tattoos.
Yeah.
I think.
It sounds altogether quite pleasant.
Yeah, Aust's kind of
Yeah,
person.
the facial tattoos look like ink flowing, like streams of tears, and
Oh, wow.
like blood from his nose.
It's like hardcore prison tattoos. That's awesome. Cool. So we're obviously meeting up. We're meeting up with the captains tomorrow morning. Is that right?
Yeah,
That's
and hopefully someone from the Thieves Guild.
right. Yeah. Well, assuming your thieves guild.
Yeah, if that worked. Yeah.
Cool.
It's the
That'll be
first.
interesting.
It's the
That was
first
cool
time.
though. I love that use of thieves camp.
Yeah, I just thought we're going into a dark, weird little area. It might be a good time to use it. hadn't used it like ever, so yeah, it's about time.
Yeah, thieves camp's one of those like things that gets talked about a lot on the internet for never being useful.
Right.
So I think it's quite hard, both from a DM and also from a player's perspective, to make it useful but not like crazy good.
Yeah, yeah.
So I really liked it. I thought that was really cool idea. Like especially in like a quite a dingy sort of neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah.
You would kind of expect to see a little bit more of that stuff.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought that we've been in an area where it would make sense. So yeah, that's cool. Sock Merchant said like owlbear is a large monster. I wanted to see how you liberated. You didn't make me angry, but I am disappointed. And I think we all are, Sock. I think we all are.
To be fair, Aust has tried to use thieves camp.
Aust has.
You remember when he wrote the note on the wall and the
Oh, that was nothing. Come on.
He has no idea
You
what
drew a
thieves camp looks
stick
like.
figure of you and Wolf.
Yeah, you know of thieves.
I know of it, but I've
know.
got no idea about it. That was Aust's attempt, okay? So I just want to put out there that Aust did it first.
No, you drew stick figures in the hopes that Finn might see it.
Yeah, which he didn't. You know.
And you retconned it in afterwards anyway.
Sure. Shh. Shut up. It was a great idea, and had you understood what I was talking about, it would have been great.
I really hope we do come across an owlbear at some point.
Yeah, I must admit that Aust does have owlbear kind of slightly fixated now. If we're walking through a forest and we see one, he's tracking it.
Good.
Him and Wolf will go tracking an owlbear, and we will come back with an owlbear.
Yeah, there you go, John.
That sounds great.
That is going to be if we're anywhere tracking along. As Sock says,
That sounds like a great way for me to separate out one of the party.
a pack of owlbears would do it.
Thus ends the tale of Aust.
Aust was last seen tracking a pack of owlbears into the forest of the unknown.
Well, we are going to be going.
If I want to make an encounter super hard, I know how to like get you away from the party now.
Yeah.
Well, you pretty much know how to get me away from the party anyway. Just make something colourful and exciting, and I'll go, I want to go there.
Yeah.
And Finn will go, oh no, you can't. See it.
Any chance of any sort of minion, and he'll be gone.
Exactly. If it's shiny, it's pretty, it's big or muscly, it's Aust's curious. You know, he can't help himself.
Yeah.
He's like a magpie. Oh, they're shiny.
Yeah. Don't be a magpie to owlbears. That's dangerous.
It's too late. It's already ingrained in his brain. It's too late. It's there.
I'm kind of disappointed you didn't get into the enclosure.
Yeah.
Me too. I think we're all disappointed in that.
I am really gutted that I didn't get to. Because at worst, like I said to Sock Merchant, at worst I was kind of hoping that I'd get the kobold, and then if at worst I'd free the owlbear and he'd just go on a rampage through the town, and Aust would still be able to claim that he liberated it.
I like that you think it would rampage throughout the town, but sidestep you first. It would,
Aust
would go
definitely
through you.
It would charge at me. Aust would definitely move. There's no way it was going to catch me.
Reese, I think you're right. He was hoping just to roll constant 20s the entire time.
Yeah.
I thought you would go through the roof or something like that.
Yeah.
Including on the get a plan to get the owlbear out of the enclosure.
20!
Yeah, roll 20 and it did.
Look, in my brain it worked completely well.
Yeah. The door wasn't locked that night. Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that John would throw something like, "Oh, careless keeper left the door unlocked." Oh, hey, Aust just pushes the door open. Look at that. It's freedom.
And the lightning arrow, though.
Yeah.
I can't believe you took that option. That was hilarious.
It's the only option I had to blow a door open. And to be fair, the other thing I was thinking about is given Igneous's desire for freedom and freeing trap things, I'm surprised he didn't come along.
When you sold it, it was about stealing it.
Yeah.
Which is why Igneous wanted
Yeah.
it. If you sold it
Good
as
point.
freedom,
Good
he'd
point.
be there, boots and all.
Yeah,
Good point.
yeah.
The freedom thing did come after Oust left the group.
Yeah.
That's
And he
right.
made
That's
his
right.
mind up with liberating things. This is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Next time, Igneous, you and me, Jane.
Let's go.
Yeah. Maybe you can convince him when we head back to the city.
Yeah.
Because
We're still in Luskan, right?
We are.
We haven't left Luskan yet.
What we do need to do is get the owlbear onto the submarine.
Oh, see, now I've got Bernard into this as well. He's got magic.
We could
Guys-
put it into the bag of holding, right? I've got salted meats in there. I've got some
That's a
wine.
good point.
He'll be happy.
We should go
And then we
back
can just pop them out.
while we're in the what I assume is a brothel. We should ask them if they've got any owlbear business as well.
I've still been into it.
I'm not sure that's safe.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
I reckon
awesome. Good
no-
fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
All right. I'll see you guys next Monday.
Indeed.
Thanks, everyone.
Right.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Catches.